You just heard something juicy. Someone told you what really happened, and before you even decide to, you're already thinking about who to tell next. That rush you feel right now is not a character flaw. It's biology. And the real answer for why it happens is far stranger than you think. Gossip feels like a guilty pleasure, something small, something a little shameful. You do it anyway. Everyone does. Studies suggest people spend around an hour a day talking about others who aren't in the room. Not politics, not weather. People. Who did what? Who said what? Who's dating who? Why does something so trivial feel so irresistible? To understand that, you have to go back. Long before smartphones. Long before language even sounded like language. Your ancestors lived in small, tight groups. Survival didn't depend on strength alone. It depended on knowing who to trust. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate social behavior before turning to humans. He noticed something odd. Chimpanzees and other primates spend huge amounts of time grooming each other. Not for hygiene, for bonding. Picking through fur one-on-one is slow. It builds trust between two animals at a time. But human groups grew larger than any primate troop. Grooming couldn't keep up. So Dunbar proposed something radical. Language, he argued, evolved as a replacement for grooming. A faster way to bond with many people at once. And what did early humans spend most of that new language on? Each other. Talking about who did what, who could be trusted, who couldn't. In other words, gossip, not an accident of language. Possibly the reason language exists at all. Think about that for a second. The thing you feel embarrassed about at the water cooler might be one of the oldest survival tools your species ever built. Here's where it gets stranger. Your brain doesn't just tolerate gossip, it rewards you for it. Neuroscientists have found that hearing juicy personal information activates the same reward circuitry as food or money. Your brain releases dopamine when you learn something private about another person, not because the information is useful to your survival today, because for tens of thousands of years that same kind of information kept your ancestors alive. If someone in your group was a cheater, a liar, or dangerous, knowing that mattered. It mattered enough to eat, enough to reproduce, enough to be trusted with resources when times got hard. Groups that shared this information survived better than groups that didn't. The individuals who paid close attention to social information had an edge. Slowly, generation after generation, that attention became instinct. You are the descendant of the people who cared what everyone else was doing, not the ones who ignored it. But is gossip really just cruelty dressed up as conversation? Psychologist Frank McAndrew, who has studied gossip extensively at Knox College, found something surprising. Most everyday gossip isn't malicious at all. It's neutral, even useful. People swap information about who's reliable, who broke a promise, who came through when it counted. This isn't cruelty, it's social bookkeeping. Every time you talk about someone, even casually, you're updating a mental ledger. Who can be trusted with a secret? Who talks behind your back? Who actually helps when it matters? That ledger used to determine whether you ate that week. Now it determines whether you lend someone $20 or invite them to your wedding. The stakes changed, the instinct didn't. There's a darker layer too. Gossip isn't only about tracking others, it's about controlling them. Researchers have found that the fear of being talked about shapes behavior more than most people realize. Matthew Feinberg, a social psychologist at the University of Toronto, ran studies showing that gossip acts as a kind of social policing. When people believe their actions might become gossip, they behave more cooperatively. They share more, they cheat less. Gossip in this light isn't just chatter. It's an ancient, invisible court. No judge, no jury. Just word of mouth, quietly enforcing the rules nobody wrote down. Doesn't that change how you see it? Imagine an early human tribe with no gossip at all. No way to warn each other about the man who stole food. No way to praise the woman who shared her kill during a hard winter. Trust would collapse. Cooperation would collapse. The whole fragile machinery holding the group together would fall apart within a season. Gossip wasn't the disease. It was the immune system. And yet you still feel that flicker of guilt when you catch yourself doing it. Why? Because somewhere along the way, gossip got a reputation problem. Religious traditions warned against it. Etiquette books condemned it. Office cultures pretend to discourage it while running almost entirely on it. The instinct never left. Only the social permission to admit it did. So the shame you feel isn't proof that gossip is wrong. It's proof that the behavior is old enough to have picked up moral baggage along the way, like eating fat and sugar, like craving rest. The urge itself isn't the problem. What you do with it can be. Now look at your phone. Every platform you scroll knows this about you. Every headline about a celebrity's private life, every leaked text message, every "you won't believe what she said" thumbnail is built on the exact same circuitry that once helped your ancestors decide who to trust around a fire. The scale changed. Millions of strangers instead of 40 tribe members. The mechanism underneath is identical. Reality television, celebrity news, true crime podcasts, group chats about people who aren't in them. All of it runs on the same ancient wiring Robin Dunbar traced back to primate grooming. You are not weak for being drawn to it. You are exactly as human as everyone else who can't look away either. There's something almost comforting in that. The urge to know who's doing what, who broke trust, who deserves it, isn't some modern moral failure invented by social media. It's older than agriculture, older than written history. It's one of the reasons your species learned to cooperate in the first place, long before anyone had a word for cooperation at all. So the next time you feel that pull, that itch to share what you just heard, notice it without the guilt. Notice what it's actually doing. It's not idle noise. It's your brain, still running one of its oldest programs, still trying to answer the same question it always has. Who, in this world full of strangers, can you actually trust? You just heard something juicy, and now you know exactly why you can't wait to tell someone.